Is it safe to say, Evan Lazar, that we got our first cut of camp today?
Sure. I mean, listen, we are a couple of weeks into this whole thing, and they're already cutting people. That's life in Foxborough.
That's right. We found out after practice on day one of Patriots Minicamp, Austin Seferian-Jenkins no longer with the team. He has been released. This is the FOXBORO Report, powered by betonline.ag. Visit clnsmedia.com/win today and use the promo code CLNS50 for 50% cash back. Evan, on a scale of 1 to 10, how surprised are you by this?
3. Not very surprised. All right. I mean, listen, maybe I expected this to happen like at the end of August.
Right. No, not that he got cut, but that he got cut today, June 4th, first day of minicamp.
Yeah, a little bit surprised, certainly, right? I mean, I thought that they would at least get him out here and see what he could do. But I think the main thing is availability is the best ability in Foxborough. He wasn't at OTAs, and I know that was an excused absence, but then he wasn't here at minicamp. It just, when you don't show up, it's as a guy that has no guarantees at $50K guaranteed on his signing bonus, then it's hard to make the roster because you're not showing anybody anything. You're not showing even the coaches anything. You got to show up to make this team unless you're, Tom Brady. So I think that that's really what it boils down to Seferian-Jenkins. Matt Lacoste, Ben Watson, Andrew Beck, Ryan Izzo, all those guys have been out here for a couple of weeks now, and we haven't seen ASJ, and ASJ is the first one packing.
And you mentioned the availability is the best ability. Here's the guy that, when he's on the field, is talented. The reason he was a free agent so late for the Patriots, that he hasn't been able to stay on the field. So specifically for him, not showing up to OTAs and obviously not showing up today because he was cut, but you have to feel like that played a part in it. Let's talk about, though, the guys who are still here now. You just kind of rolled them all off. Watson, Lacoste, Steven Anderson is the one you forgot. I think, as we know, Watson's kind of penciled in right now as the number one tight end, but he won't be here for the first 4 weeks. A lot of people thought Jenkins would pick up the role. Now whose turn is it? Matt
Lacoste. I think Matt Lacoste has come out here. He has looked the part, right? He's looked the part of an NFL tight end. He certainly got the size. He's 6'6", and he's all of it, right? When you stand next to the guy, he's a monster. And he's also, he gets up the field pretty well. He can run. He stretches the field nicely. He looks comfortable as a receiver. We haven't put the pads on yet, so let's see how he is as a blocker. That was something that was a little bit of a question mark with the tape that I watched of him. But at the same time, I think that you see a guy that can catch the ball. Certainly has got natural hands. He doesn't fight the ball in the air, and he's got good receiving skills overall. So as a guy that has kind of popped out here over the last couple of weeks, I'd say Lacoste is towards the top of the list, and certainly somebody that a lot of people I think are taking notice of.
Now talk to me about Steven Anderson, because he has some NFL experience. He played for the Texans. Patriots managed to get him onto their practice squad last year. I thought he looked pretty good today. Where does he fit in all of this?
I think the interesting thing is what kind of tight end are they looking for, right? I think we know Watson is the number one guy once he comes back from suspension. Do they want an inline blocking tight end, or do they want kind of like a flex Jacob Hollister tight end, which is more Steven Anderson's MO? Anderson's not a guy that's going to put the hand in the ground and block too much as an inline, as a Y, right? But if you can start to move him around the formation as kind of like an H-back type, maybe play him a little bit in the slot. He did some things out here the last couple of weeks, I think, kind of look towards that, made some nice catches, got some nice feel for him in the receiving and the passing game. So I think that's the kind of role that you're looking for. No more Jacob Hollister. Maybe that's Steven Anderson's role now, and that's something that he's more of like a jumbo receiver, right? He's really not a tight end in the kind of the traditional sense of it. He's more of a jumbo receiver, and maybe that's what they get out of him.
And then it feels like at the back end you have the two, we'll call them rookies, going at it. Andrew Beck, the UDFA, and Ryan Izzo, who was a rookie last year, was drafted last year but spent the entire season on IR. He's one of these redshirt guys the Patriots have. Split the difference between those two for me.
Honestly, and we got to put on the pads for both those guys, because those guys are blocking tight ends, right? They are a traditional Y blocking inline tight ends. Izzo especially is the guy that popped for me in his college tape as just a really excellent blocker. I thought he had a chance last year of making the roster over Dwayne Allen and kind of replacing him as the blocking tight end as soon as last year. They end up putting him in IR and kind of buying some time there with that. Beck, I wasn't quite as impressed with his college tape, but being a 7th rounder like Izzo, being a UDFA like Beck, they're basically in the same spot in terms of being rosterable, right? They're basically both guys at the tail end of the draft or undrafted. The 7th round is basically the first round of UDFAs in my mind. So it's an uphill battle for both guys.
All right, so again, Austin Seferian-Jenkins no longer with the Patriots, and I do want to remind everybody watching, Rob Gronkowski did say over the weekend that he is happy in retirement. He does not plan to come back. So we continue with this Patriots roulette wheel at tight end. For more on Minicamp, you can check out Evan Lazar's notebook on CLNSmedia.com, and all of our editions of the FOXBORO Report can be found on the CLNS YouTube page and on CLNSmedia.com. This edition of the FOXBORO Report has been powered by betonline.ag. Visit CLNSmedia.com/win today and use the promo code CLNS50 for 50% cash back. For Evan Lazar, I'm Alex Barth from Gillette Stadium. Thanks for watching.